Training for longevity allows you to look better, get healthier, and get stronger physically long term. And as a natural lifter, getting stronger and getting an impressive physique is a result of having a consistent habit of resistance training for many months and years. It's not a result of just one good workout or taking shortcuts. With modern medicine, it can be tempting to look for ways to artificially enhance your physique. However, many of these shortcuts that promise to increase muscle or help you lose weight in a short amount of time can have dire consequences to your health. Things like Ozempic or steroids can have the appearance of giving you health or strength, but in reality, taking these shortcuts will likely cause you to have a much less healthier body than if you simply trained and dieted naturally. The truth is that building functional muscle and maintaining your physical health takes a lifelong habit of consistent workouts, eating the right foods, and recovering sufficiently. And most people know this, but what most people get wrong is knowing what training for longevity actually looks like. For me, I believed that hyper-focusing on intense training would get me the best results. But the reality is that seeing results from your training is more complicated than just working hard. There's many considerations that most people tend to forget about when it comes to their training. First, there's exercise selection. Most people know how to choose exercises that work different muscles of the body to build a well-rounded physique. There's compound exercises that can work multiple muscle groups in one exercise, and isolation exercises that focus on one particular muscle group. There are also unilateral and bilateral exercises that train one side of the body or both sides of the body at the same time. Something that I learned from training over the years was choosing exercises based on specific fitness goals. For example, I choose to do the bench press for building chest strength, and I do cable crossovers to focus on building chest size. Each exercise in my workout routine serves a particular purpose in my training by targeting a specific goal. When it comes to exercise selection, you also have to consider the risks. Some exercises like heavy deadlifts compared to dumbbell Romanian deadlifts are more dangerous than others and can put you at greater risk of injury. When I injured my rotator cuff, I still trained, but had to work around my injury, and I limited myself from performing exercises like heavy bench presses and shoulder presses. After training with an injury, I learned that it's best to train lighter and avoid exercises that cause sharp pain. If you ever have the feeling that you may have injured yourself during a workout, from my experience, I find that it's better to hold off on the intensity of some of your workouts rather than turn a minor injury into something major that could keep you out of the gym entirely for months. That's not to say that you should avoid all exercises that cause pain. I would recommend speaking to a physical therapist for your injuries, but working through exercises that target your injured areas but have manageable pain can sometimes help recovery. You have to build intuition on what exercises are best to avoid temporarily if you feel injured, strained, or under-recovered from a previous workout. In addition to exercise selection, there's also rep ranges. Rep ranges generally influence the intensity of your training. At low reps, you're performing high intensity, and at higher reps, you're performing lower intensity. For example, 1 rep max training compared to drop set training. Low reps are often better for progressing in strength, while higher reps are often better for accumulating fatigue and stimulating muscle growth. Different exercises are better suited for different rep ranges. For example, the bench press is a great exercise for testing strength at low reps. It is commonly used in powerlifting and recruits multiple muscle groups related to pressing strength. Exercises like cable curls are generally better for higher reps because they isolate the biceps and benefit from strict form. As you gain more experience, you should be able to identify which exercises are better for heavier weights and low reps versus what's better for lighter weights and higher reps. Another consideration many overlook is recovery. Without good recovery, the results you get from training would be minimal at best. Getting at least 8 hours of sleep consistently is important if you want to build strength and muscle. Whenever I get poor sleep, my performance in the gym suffers, and I usually end up having to lower the amount of weight because of how weak I feel. One night of poor sleep won't cause you to lose all your gains, but long-term muscle growth depends on consistent sleep and recovery habits. One part of recovery that is often overlooked is your frequency of training. A general rule of thumb for resistance training is to allow at least 48 hours of rest before training the same muscle group. A lot of people do this by training splits like upper lower and push-pull legs to balance training frequency and full body development. Training the same muscles back to back usually won't give your muscles enough recovery, and your performance in the gym would certainly suffer if you train this way. Overall, recovery is important because recovery is the time when your body adapts, grows muscle, and gets stronger. Training is what stimulates adaptation to occur during recovery. If you don't have good recovery, your training can only get you so far in the long run. Considering diet for your health and longevity is also necessary if you want to stay healthy, get stronger, and improve your physique. The foods you consume have a direct effect on your energy levels, hormone production, and your overall growth and development. The right amount of vitamins, minerals, and macronutrients are what fuel your body to change and stay healthy. There are many well-researched nutritional guidelines. For example, if you want to build muscle, a widely followed guideline to follow is eating 1 gram of protein per 1 pound of body weight. Food can also have a negative effect on your body depending on what you eat. Highly processed foods often contain excessive amounts of sugar, starches, and additives that make them easy to overconsume. A useful rule to consider when it comes to diet is the 1 ingredient rule. When you go grocery shopping, how many ingredients are in the foods you buy? If there's a long list of ingredients, it's likely processed food. An example of 1 ingredient foods include chicken, broccoli, rice, potatoes. There's no ingredients list for these food items. The food itself is the ingredient. For your longevity, diet is probably the most important factor in a healthy lifestyle. Personally, I would strongly recommend tracking your calories for 1 week to get a better idea of the food in your diet and to learn how you can choose foods that support your health long term. Building muscle and strength are important, but that's only one aspect of your physical health. Cardio and flexibility are 2 areas of physical health that I often see neglected. Cardio is important for endurance and can also improve your performance when you're lifting weights. Training cardio improves the efficiency of your heart, which allows you to exercise and circulate blood throughout your body more efficiently. Without good cardiovascular fitness, oxygen will not reach your muscles as efficiently as it could. A strong recommendation is to aim for at least 150 minutes of low to moderate effort cardio per week, such as brisk walking or cycling, to improve your cardiovascular health at a minimum. Then there's flexibility. Stretching is essential for moving your body through its full range of motion. Stretching has helped me recover and feel a lot less sore after heavy workouts. Without stretching, your muscles can stiffen up over time. And even if you're getting stronger from resistance training, you may become more limited in how you move if you don't stretch. What I also see a lot of people get wrong is the timing of when you stretch. Doing static stretches before your workouts can actually cause you to be more prone to injury by loosening your muscles too much when you should actually be prepping your muscles for explosiveness and high force production. For resistance training, it's usually better to do dynamic warm-ups for improving mobility and increasing blood flow before performing heavy lifting, then to perform static stretches at the end of your workouts so you can loosen your muscles and improve flexibility and recover. If you're training for the long run, it's important to incorporate cardio for improving endurance and heart health, and incorporating dynamic warm-ups and static stretch cooldowns to prevent injury and improve flexibility. In addition to putting good effort in the gym, considering exercise selection, rep ranges, recovery, diet, cardio, and flexibility is essential for your long-term health. A tool that I've been developing and using to train for longevity is Grin&Gain. If you struggle to make progress with your fitness, or if you want to make your training more organized and intentional, you should try tracking your workouts with Grin&Gain. In Grin&Gain, I've developed a simpler way to track and adjust your workouts with the exercise player. During a workout, tracking is designed to be less distracting. You simply tap to record your weight and reps, then record how you felt after an exercise to adjust your targets for the next session. For the automatic adjustments, you can set up a rep range for each exercise so you can automatically adjust targets based on your feedback. To keep your training balanced and intentional, you also have muscle diagrams, preset exercise data, and detailed insights and graphs to help you understand your training. With Grin&Gain, you can organize your training, monitor progress and plateaus, and train intentionally for longevity. At the end of the day, for your longevity, there's more to consider than just training hard. Careful exercise selection, injury management, diet, and recovery are all things that you need to consider when training for health and longevity. Many people seek to build muscle and strength, but keeping longevity in mind should be a priority if you want to maintain and keep building your gains long term. Ultimately, the results from your training and growth depends on your lifestyle. If you want to track progress for the long run, try the app that I've been developing, Grin&Gain, on the App Store or at grinandgain.com for Android early access. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.